Bobby. I love France. I love it. This is the country for personal bests. I couldn't live here, though, could you?
Well, I can't speak a word of English at all.
Yeah. What about French? What's your French like?
That's even worse. How about that?
France, land of the monsters. So many places to go at, so many different types of venues, and so many huge carp.
I'm looking forward to the French adventure. I've fished in France before. I've caught a few big fish as well, so it's exciting to be back on ground that I've fished before.
Our grand French fishing adventure finds us in the northern part of the country, with our destination just 100 kilometres southeast of Paris. Très bien. We were driving to a complex of lakes called Carcassonne, famed among anglers for its giant king carp, but we were heading to a small intimate water nestled between trees that holds koi carp, aptly named the Koi Park. This lake holds around 100 of this multicoloured variety of carp that originate from Eastern Asia. And this first mission had a bit of competitive spice to it.
Right, so, should we have a little match?
Yes, we need a little competition.
So there's no trophy, so we should do a forfeit instead, so that, say it happens to the loser. Whoever catches the most colourful is clear. They're in the clear. The loser should get to eat a baguette. Yeah, sounds good up to there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With snails in it. No butter, nothing. Just straight snails, maybe a bit of sand.
Garlic, a little bit of garlic in there.
Unseasoned. They'll probably come with herbs anyway, don't worry about it. It'd probably be me that eats them anyway.
I'm not really a fanatic about eating snails, so eating snails as a result of losing, that makes me want to win.
Love to win a competition in any sport, whatever it may be, but this one I certainly don't want to lose. Don't like the taste of snails, so I'll be doing anything to win. Maybe not fair.
We didn't have a lot of time, so it was a case of hitting the ground running. Techers-wise, we were going to be fishing on the deck with rigs similar to how we would fish for king carp, but very slightly scaled down. We'd be using high-attract hook baits, but starting with different colours to try to determine what the koi were fancying on the day. And for even more added attraction, we'd be using high-attract ground bait made up of crushed pellets and also cell boilies that we put in dissolving PVA mesh bags.
Ready? Well, I would wish you good luck, but I'd be lying.
I don't want to eat snails either. Go, you go
Off your
first.
pot. No, mate.
Me
Go on.
first.
Ladies first.
I think it's quite a long cast, this, with a PVA bag. Here we go. Up a tree, what do you reckon?
Hope so.
Up the tree.
Hope so.
I'm going up the tree. I might not even reach the tree.
Mate, it's got the tip.
What? Oh, no, you put me
The
off,
games have
you
begun.
sausage. Well, then you get your rod out. Rod, tip.
Too late.
Tip. Oh, yeah, well, that went so high. Yes.
Perfect.
What? So high, it had snow on it. Well, it's nowhere near the trees. What, you fishing for
Mate,
conger
don't you
eels?
worry about me.
Fishing for congers in 90-foot water.
Don't you worry about me, mate. Don't you worry about me.
I then managed to get another PVA bag sorted and the rod cast back out. Now that's how you cast under a tree. And while Zamora faffed about spraying bait all over the gaff, I even got my second rod out too. He's not as sharp these days, the old washed-up footballer. Finally, he got himself sorted, but I've known snails that are quicker. The next hour turned out even slower than Bob getting his rods out, and the sun was beating down with temperatures steadily rising.
Hot in it. It's going to be hard today. It's going to be a struggle.
Not the greatest conditions, pal, but could be a 1-0. Zamora.
Any colour will do, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it could be. Any fish could win. How boring's that, eh?
Let's hope he was wrong. The hours began to slowly pass as the temperatures steadily soared. And while I tried to take solace from the sun, Zamora wandered off looking super shady.
Old mateys in the shade the other side. I'm just thinking outside the box. It's not great conditions and it doesn't look good, but I'm going for, if I catch a fish, it's the most colourful fish, right? So I'm going to try and nab one of these. Oh, there's one over the top. Oh. We've got a lot of lovely colour here, look at that. Look at the colours of that. We'll keep that one in the back pocket. Whee! Listen, I've seen these little things in the side. They look like they've got a little bit of something about them. Lovely sunfish, bright and sunny.
At this stage in the proceedings, I was unaware of Zamo's sneaky scoop and had decided to try and tempt a koi carp with a big bunch of worms in a simple float setup just down from where I was fishing on the tree line. Bunch of worms, float, and just this little bit of putty over a swivel. So what will happen is this will lay on the deck, this part on the bottom, and then the rest of the line will go up to the float like this. So it's called fishing over depth on a float. But yeah, it enables us to creep in this little area and see if we can catch one. As I went to drop the float in, a few koi were in dead close and spooked off, but hopefully they'd return. While Zamora was catching some Zeds, I had a little tickle on the float. Oh, we got a bite, Ah, what? God, that was close. That my line ripped off. There's stuff down there. I don't know what it is, but there's stuff down there. I had a feeling it wasn't actually koi carp. I think it's catfish. Little catfish. Some little rascal was playing with my worm. Here we go. Way, we're off the mark. Way. There we go. That is what has been smacking our worms. And now that's what we call, in France, a poisson chat. And Zamora was none the wiser. Now, I am pretty certain we did not say the most colourful koi. We just said the most colourful. So that is most certainly the most colourful fish of the day. The poisson chat. Most certainly not sacred. Bye-bye, little chat. It got me. I called it a day on the float fishing just as a weather front came in from nowhere. It finally calmed down after an hour and a half, but we'd resigned ourselves to a defeat on the koi front. Blame the weather. This rain came too late.
Mate, it's a bit of a disaster. Very, very slow, almost snail's pace.
Come on then, let's get him in. We knew it was going to be a tall order from the beginning. The weather definitely against us, and just when it was time to really pack up, the weather turned like we would have liked it from the beginning. It wasn't meant to be. The koi dream lives on.
Overall, disappointed. But every snail has a silver lining.
Ah, yes, the escargots. Well, after a steward's inquiry, it was decided that Bob's dodgy net-caught sunfish was more colourful than my poisson chat. I think it's a fix, to be honest. We never actually said it has to be caught on rod and line. You've scooped a I think they're a sun-kissed bass in a net. Right. Do I have to eat it with the shells? No.
No, mate. Mate, you are no stranger to eating strange things, or certainly having strange things in your mouth, so this is just like another day in the life of Ali Hamidi. Bon appetit, as they say.
Well, you give me at least
Cheers.
fist bump. I can't believe you blagged this.
Fair play, mate. I look forward to the next challenge.
Okay.
No, mate. It's got to go and all. Make sure you swallow that bit.
How many bites? More than we
I'll
had
give you
today.
1 bite. Yeah, no bites today.
We were in central France and had failed dismally on our colourful koi mission where I just caught a baby catfish.
A poisson chat.
And Zamora net scooped a sunfish, meaning by default I had to endure a snail baguette.
I can't believe you blagged this.
We were now moving to another Carpisson's complex just up the road to start our main mission, King Carp, and it was Scorchio.
Come on then, Bob. The weather is very hot, not ideal fishing conditions, but the rewards are there, mate. This is an amazing place we're going to.
It only takes one fish out. We don't have to be hauling, we don't have to catch loads of fish, because there are fish in here that can beat your PB and can beat my PB. So, listen, we're in with a chance. We only need one. Big mama.
Or as they say in France, the Grand...
Fromage?
That's it. Your French is getting good.
And we'd arrived.
Come, mate, look at the amount of lakes.
This is mental.
Le Prunet, a 45-acre water, the lake of two halves, with a thin island strip running right through the middle. It has average depths of 16 to 22 feet and is fed by 10 natural springs with a high water quality and natural food sources such as bloodworms, mussels and crayfish. This venue holds catfish, sturgeon and our target species, carp, ranging from pristine new stockies to many old originals, some real stunners that go up to an eye-watering £80.
History says this side is a little bit more favourable.
Metavún.
I do feel a little bit sorry for you after yesterday, mate, and eating those snails, so I'm going to offer you first pick in the swims.
I will, as I'm left-footed. You're two-footed. I'm going to go on the left-hand side. Potentially, though, I would like to invite you to have one rod, if you decide, at any point in the session, on this side, and I'd like you to extend that offer to me. Then we're spread betting.
Let's just get our rods out, enjoy it, see how we feel. Let me catch a few first, and then I'll let you slip in. All right?
Oh, you got a bit... There's a bit of romance about you. It must be the French hair, Bob.
Love it when you're happy.
Let's get them out. I've given my partner the best side, obviously, because that's the sort of guy I am. But, listen, I've got a lot of water in front of me, and the fish have got tails. They could be in front of me at any time. It's down to me. Present my bait well, make sure my rig's all right, and I'm in with a chance.
This lake was weedy in places, so we first got to work trying to find clear spots in open water for us to present our rigs, using a combination of marker floats, bare leads, but also the sonar on the bait boats. After finding some spots, it was on to the business end, the rigs. Bob opted to fish his trusty D-rigs on 2 rods with cell boilies topped with fake corn. His third was a spinner rig with a diamond white pop-up. I went for 3 wafter rigs with lock hooks, each with tiger nut, sweet pineapple and bumbleberry hook baits, alongside a dissolvable PVA bag packed with crushed boilies and pellets. Lead system-wise, it was a lead clip coupled with a self-triggering hooking device for optimum tactics. For free bait, we both went for a mix of whole and crushed seleniter sweet boilies, pellets, sweet corn and hemp. This was loaded with the rigs into the bait boats, which we both used to get it all out with pinpoint accuracy onto clear spots we'd already found.